everyone, this is Miriam. Welcome to my Ghanaian channel. So today I want to talk about safety in Ghana. How safe is Ghana? But first, I want to direct you to my last video. I made a video not long ago where I talk about a topic that really touches my heart. I talk about dream and goals and the fact that a lot of people don't dare to dream. And you know, I talk about this topic, how everyone should have goals and dreams. So if you haven't watched that video, my last video, please watch it. Come on, watch it after watching this video, of course. So yes, as I said, I will talk about safety in Ghana. How safe is Ghana? If you're a foreigner, if you're someone who's traveling to Ghana soon, you want to know how safe is it to go to Ghana for a woman, for a man, for a foreigner. How safe is it? This video is going to talk about this. You know, I'm going to talk about this several points, what you should be careful about when you go to Ghana. But it doesn't mean, you know, if I talk about be careful with your phone when you go to Ghana, because someone might steal it from you, I'm just saying it doesn't mean that when you go to Ghana, you just be with your phone. Miriam said in her video that I have to be careful with my phone when I go to Ghana. No, please take it easy. I don't mean it that way. Yeah? I'm just talking about safety generally. It doesn't mean that, you know, you have to be extra, ultra, magnificently extra careful when you go there. But yeah, I'm going to talk about some things to be careful about when you go to Ghana, because I've been there several times and I've noticed some things. And if someone made a video like that before I went to Ghana 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or even last year, it would have been very helpful. So yeah, I just decided to make a video to help you. So are you ready? You can write notes if you want. Yeah. First thing I want to talk about is be careful with your stuff in Ghana. Be careful with your phone. Be careful with your camera. Be careful with your stuff in general. The reason why I say that is, you know, especially if you're from abroad and you go to Ghana, you tend to think that, you know, if for example you go to a party, right, in Ghana, you tend to leave your maybe purse in your chair or your bag in your chair thinking, oh, nobody's going to steal it from me, I can just go, nobody's going to steal my bag, it's just in my chair, who in their right mind will steal my bag? That's what you think. Well, if you go to Ghana, I tell you, even if you go to the toilet that is not even far away, even for 5 minutes, just take your bag and your purse. Don't leave it in your chair. You have to be careful with your stuff, yeah? You have to be careful, and it doesn't mean that people will steal it from you, but you have to always be careful, always look for your stuff. You know, don't leave your purse on your table when there's a lot of people around that you don't really know. You can leave your stuff, your phone in the table, you know, if you've got people around you that you really trust, and you ask them to take care of your stuff while you're going, I don't know where. In general, you just have to be really careful. And when you go to the airport, when you arrive in Ghana, Kotoka Airport in Accra, check your luggages. Be careful with your luggages. Check that all your luggages, all your suitcases are here. You have to, in fact, even 1 minute after arriving in Ghana, you have to check your stuff. Like, make sure all your luggages are here. Make sure you've got everything before you go to your hotel or whatever you're going. And if people ask, when you're at the airport and people ask you, random people that you don't really, they don't look professional, and they ask you, they tell you, oh, can I help you with your bag? Just random people just comment, can I help you with your bag, with your shoes? You've got so many shoes, let me help you. Have to be careful. I mean, do they have an ID? Do they look like they work in the airport? Do they look professional? So you have to just be careful. Not that you can't do anything, but you know what I mean, right? I remember last year in 2012 when I went to Ghana, I was acting like a proper tourist. You know, I had my iPhone. Okay, let me show you. I had my iPhone, yeah, I was filming, you know, because I didn't have a proper camera then. So I was filming with my phone, you know, I was in a taxi, inside a taxi, and I just opened the window and I just was filming around, you know. I was filming around, and my mom was like, Miriam, be careful with your phone, though. And I was like, oh, mom, who's going to steal my phone from? I'm in a taxi. And I was like, why? I mean, come on, nobody's going to steal it. Nobody stole it, obviously, it's here, but this phone went through a lot when I was in Ghana. This phone, miracle that is still here. So I tell you, you just have to be careful. Even if you're filming outside a window, someone could just take your phone away from you. I mean, someone in their right mind, someone who is polite, would not do that. But you know, if someone don't think, they just take it away from you. And if you're carrying a handbag, you're a girl like me, and you're carrying a handbag in Ghana, don't put your passport, your shoes, your jacket, everything in that handbag. You're not going to Paris, you're just going to the mall. Why are you taking all your stuff? Just put the basic stuff in it. Don't put everything. What happened if you lost it or something happened? You just put the basic stuff in your handbag when you get to Ghana. But come on, nobody's going to steal stuff from you, but be careful with your stuff. And by the way, when I was in Ghana last year, I made a lot of videos. I think it could have been better. I could have made better videos, but I made a lot of videos with my phone. With this, going through my videos on my channel, you see a lot of videos that I made while in Ghana in 2012. Next thing I want to talk about that has to do with safety in Ghana. Second thing I want to talk about is military clothes. Yes, it sounds a bit random right now, but I want to talk about military clothes. You know, in Ghana, if you are seen wearing military clothes or even a camouflage, you're not allowed to. It's forbidden, it's prohibited to wear military clothes. You could be fined or even jailed for a short time. So I tell you, don't do that. If you're not a soldier in Ghana, don't look like a soldier. You know, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't dare to do that. It's not safe. Next thing I want to talk about is transportation in Ghana, traveling alone, like taking the taxi, taking the trotro, or you know, driving my car in Ghana by yourself. Is it safe? If you're thinking of driving by yourself in Ghana, I mean, trying to drive, your first time in Ghana, you're trying to drive with a car that someone gave you. You're trying to drive in Ghana. So it's not the safest option, because driving by car in Ghana is a tough job, honestly. So I tell you, if it's your first time in Ghana and if you know, don't drive. Don't drive. It's a long process to get used to the roads in Ghana, and yeah, I won't advise you to drive by yourself while in Ghana. Taking the taxi in Ghana by yourself, is it safe? It is safe. I mean, why won't it be safe? But the thing is, you have to really know what you're doing. If you're thinking of, you know, going to your friend's house or going to an Accra mall in Ghana, using a taxi and you're by yourself or you're with people that are from other countries as well, before you get in the taxi, like I mentioned in my thing you should know before going to Ghana video, before you get in the taxi, you have to ask the taxi driver, you have to tell the taxi driver where you're going. You have to know where you're going and ask him how much he's going to charge you before you get in the taxi, so that he knows that you know where you're going. You know, he can't tell you to pay more than you're out to pay. If you know where you're going in the area, your area, you know your area well, and you know where you're going, and you know how far it is, then of course it's safe. Using the taxi at night as a foreigner, not really knowing Ghana, not really knowing the place, is not really safe, I would say, because you know, in Ghana there's not a lot of, you know how if you're American and you live in New York, and you know, if you go to Times Square around 11 p.m, the lights are there's lights, there are lights everywhere, so it doesn't even seem like it's dark. But in Ghana, it's not really. So because there are not a lot of lights outside to illuminate the dark places at night, there's not a lot of lights, you know. It gets dark when it gets dark, it's really dark. I've got my notes here. Taxi drivers usually start work around 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning. And so yeah, taxi will be available around that time, 3 a.m, 2 a.m, you can take the taxi. But yeah, and then yeah, around 4 a.m. in the morning, they're available, I think. And they stop working around 11 p.m. So if you're going somewhere, thinking of going somewhere at midnight, good luck with that. Are you going to walk back to your place? If you know the area well and you want to take a taxi, and just because you're going to go visit a friend, why not? But yeah, just be careful and remember that the time the taxi driver stopped working so that you won't have to walk back to your place by yourself. And trotros are usually available from 4 to 5 a.m. in the morning at a trotro station. So you have to know the trotro stations if you're thinking of taking a trotro. And they stop working usually when there's nobody showing at a trotro station, obviously. So maybe around 11 p.m. also. And if you're driving by car, not by yourself, but someone is driving for you, the filling stations, the petrol stations, they start working at 5 a.m. They stop working around 11 p.m. or so. They stop working around 10 to 11 p.m. Now, walking by yourself at night in Ghana, is it safe? If you're thinking of, if it's around 11 p.m. and you just want to have a walk around for 50 minutes or 40 minutes, you're thinking, oh, let me just walk. You can do that if you know your area, but I won't advise you to do that, because what I've noticed is that in Ghana they wake up really early, around 6 a.m. Even if they have no work, they wake up early. And for them, yeah, for the locals, I've noticed that when it's around 9 p.m. for them it's late. Yeah, I see my auntie just feeling sleepy already. I'm like, it's only 8 p.m. For them, 8 p.m. is like 11 p.m. for us, you know. That's what I've noticed. When I go to Ghana, I actually sleep earlier than when I'm here. So if you're walking by yourself around 11 p.m, good luck with that, because it's just really quiet and you don't really see people walking around at 11 p.m. And also, if you're walking by yourself, take a light torch. Next thing I want to talk about while in Ghana. Next thing I want to talk about while in Ghana. Next thing I want to talk about that has to do with safety in Ghana. It's a bit funny to talk about this, but I have to. I'll talk about giving out wrong signals in Ghana. Be careful to not give out wrong signals, because for you, yeah, if you're a foreigner and you're not born in Ghana, you don't really know. For you, you might do some things in your head that is okay, like it's no big deal, but for the people out there, it's big deal. You know what I mean? So if you go to Ghana with no interest in meeting someone, with no interest in having a romantic relationship with no one, you're not thinking of finding a boyfriend or whatever, don't give out the wrong signal, my friend. I'll give you an example, sorry. There's a guy looking at you, staring at you, not even looking at you, just staring at you. And you feel a bit uncomfortable. In your head, you're like, why is this guy looking at me? And he's staring at you like, and to be polite, you start smiling. You're like, but for you, it's like a smile that says, go away, I'm smiling, go away. I hope that when I start smiling, he just turn around. But for him, maybe for him, you're smiling out of interest. Because for you, maybe you're smiling because you want him to go away. But for him, he might think you're interested in him because you're smiling at him. He might not understand it because of the difference in culture. So you know how in the West, yeah, when we smile at people, sometimes out of politeness, like. But for people that are not the same culture as you smiling may mean something else for them. So be careful that if you're not interested in someone, don't smile, don't be like this. And also, you know, when you go to Ghana, there's a lot of people that sell you stuff, you know, when you're in the roads, and for example, it's red light, you see people selling you stuff like, you know, chewing gum or whatever. If you're not interested in buying anything, don't stare at someone, a seller, don't stare at the goods of a seller, like, you know, if they're selling chewing gum, don't stare at the chewing gum like that. Because you will look like you want to buy it, even though you're just staring for them, it's like you want to buy it. So they're actually going to come to your car and going to, you know, hey, chewing gum, do you want to buy it? But you're not interested, but you've stared at it. So for them, because you stared, it means that you want to buy it. So things like this, you just have to be careful about. I want to talk about, for example, giving your email to someone. Maybe in your mind, if you're not interested in someone and someone asks you for your number and you're not interested, maybe you're the kind that gives out numbers, that takes their numbers because you think that, yeah, you're going to take their numbers, but then you're not going to call them back. So let me just take his number. Or let me just give him my number because I'm not interested. And Maybe you're thinking, oh, it's just my Ghanaian number, he's so annoying, it's just my Ghanaian number, so if he calls me on that number, I will go soon anyway. Don't do that. If you're not interested in someone, don't give your email address, don't give your phone number, even if it's your Ghanaian number, don't give it to them. Don't give your phone number, don't give your address, just because you want them to go away. That's the most wrong idea ever. Because when you least expect it, when you're in your country, you go back to your country, you're going to receive a call. You know, hello, how are you? You know, who is that? Oh, the guy you gave the number to when you were in Ghana. You're going to be so surprised, and there's no way you can hang up because he's going to call you back. I've never experienced this, but I just know. So just be careful to not give out your numbers or your email to random people. There's no point. Next thing I want to talk about is, okay, I'm smiling. Next thing I want to talk about, well, it's a pretty sad topic I want to talk about now, is scams in Ghana. Scams. Credit card fraud, like using your international credit card while in Ghana. Okay, so if you've got an account, a bank account that you register, that you had in your country, and you're bringing that card to Ghana so that you'll be able to buy things with it, be careful. I mean, you can buy stuff, right, using your card, your international credit card in Ghana, but don't do it too often, you know, because you could, you know, if you're not careful and you keep using your card all the time, your international credit card all the time, you could have a scam, and it's not the safest thing. It might not be the safest thing to use your credit card all the time so often while in Ghana. It's not really good. For example, if you're buying things online in Ghana, or you're buying something using your card, and you have to give out your credit card details online or via phone in Ghana, be careful. You don't give out your credit card number unless you're very confident, 100% sure that it's a trustworthy site. So you have to really be 100% sure that it's safe, and the site is safe, and the person that's asking you for these details are from a safe company. And in conclusion, what will I say? Yeah, Ghana is a pretty safe place to be. I just had to make this video because it's important to make a video talking about safety in a country, and this is the Guardian channel. But all in all, I say Ghana is safe. Anytime I go to Ghana, honestly, I've never really experienced something out of the ordinary. Like, but hey, incidents do happen, you know, flood or car burning in fire, stuff like that. Things like this, incidents could happen. So be careful to, you know, check up the news and read the newspapers and watch the local news when you're there. But hey, I'm sure you'll be safe. Just carry yourself well, and don't look interested if you're not interested. Be careful with your stuff, your luggages, your luggages. When you go to Ghana, as soon as you arrive at the airport, make sure all your luggages are there. Be careful when taking the taxi, the trotro. And I didn't mention that, but when you take the trotro, if you're taking the trotro for the first time by yourself, sit next to the passenger seat, next to the driver, I mean, because, you know, so that when they call out your city, yeah, because when you're in trotro, then when you arrive to your city, like, the driver actually, most of the time, call out this seat, and then if that's your destination, you get off. So if you're sitting at the back in the trotro and you're sitting at the back, you can't hear it really well. And what's the best thing to do as well is when you're inside the trotro, it's so good to find people who are going to the same destination as you. So you can just ask someone, oh, are you going to Kumasi? And then they can be like, oh yes. Or even if they're not going there, Ghanaians are known to be very hospitable people. So you can just you know, ask them to help. They even ask you if you want help, or they just even want to help you even without you asking. You know, so, you know, look at someone who looks friendly. Anyway, if you know why you're there for, and if you know you're positive, and you know there's no way someone bad or something bad. So yeah, good luck if you're going to Ghana soon, and I wish you the best. You'll be safe, don't worry. I hope this video was helpful, guys. Bye. And write comments on videos you want me to make next. If you have an idea of any video topic you want me to make about Ghana, don't hesitate to write comments, and I'll be so glad to make a video about it. Bye guys, see you in my next video.